All right. What is going on? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it might be. All right. We are here. It's in the zone with VNZ. This your boy Val.
It's Iris. And just in case you forgot, I know it's been a couple weeks, but we are excited to be back. I, it's football in the air, dog. Tis the
Yeah, for real.
season.
Tis the season.
It's getting real now. They actually done lace it up, got a practice under their belt. So, you
Yes,
know,
sir.
it's what they say, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah, it is, man. And we know preseason is obviously following. We've had already our first bit of weather on the first day of practice.
Yeah,
So,
we
it was,
sparked it with weather. I said, dang, it's a
yeah,
beautiful day here in Buffalo, but I said over in Rochester was not
yeah.
looking nice.
It was not, and we ain't know what the weather was gonna look like all week because the weather forecast. I mean, the forecast kind of been shaky, honestly, all year. Like you can't really believe what you see on the weather app anymore. So like it was showing rain each day, but it actually wasn't a bad day here in Buffalo. I know we're recording now, and things can change in a couple of days. But I spent the last couple of days outdoors with my son, and we was hooping and getting it in. And I'm telling you right now, I looked up at the sky and I'm like, I can't believe we didn't survive 2 to 4 hours, and I ain't felt a drop. You know what I
Man,
mean?
bro.
It was cloudy, a day or so ago, but man, oh man, I'm actually surprised that this Buffalo weather held up this week. Because we already know as we transition into August, September, our weather does start to slightly. And don't get me wrong, I felt a little wind out there today. The wind was trying to move a couple of my shots. You know what I mean? I had to blame it on the wind real quick. Like, hold on,
I was
that
about to
that.
say, I'm mad. You gonna blame the wind on the shots?
I'm like, hold on now. If it's not for the win. But nah, real talk though, man. It is football season, man. We got a decent amount to get under. I mean, we're not recording after multiple practices, but there was at least one day of practice. There was, of course, the reveal of the alternate jerseys, and the reactions to those. There was, of course, news floating around the league of different injuries and all types of stuff. So it's football season. We've waited long enough of watching or trying to find stuff to watch, which is difficult a lot of times. You're rewatching movies from 20 years ago or trying to go on Netflix to find the next best series. Of course, Kevin Hart is always dropping something every 2 to 3 years. That ain't really doing the job, but he's still getting paid. So shout out to Kevin Hart.
He
But
just dropped something new.
yeah, it's called 72 Hours. So I'm actually advertising for him. If you ain't seen a new movie, I ain't watch it yet. I've been kind of waiting this. I've been trying to say, like, we got such a fake busy schedule. I'll say that. Me and my wife like it slowed down some, but like I still be feeling like it's not enough hours in the day type shit where it's like, damn, day over. Okay, we'll try this again
Yeah,
tomorrow.
preaching to the choir with that one,
Day
dog.
over. All right, cool. So I mean, but it's regular dose shit. Like we I mean, this week, son in town. So shout out to my son. Man, going to the living room, so he being quiet on his phone probably and doing all his teenagers type shit. But yeah, good week. And a decent amount to unravel. Z, everything good on yo front. I know you've been working your butt off. I mean, it's summertime. It's summertime for you. Mean a lot of action. Probably a lot on your plate. So you holding on?
Yeah, man. It's all good over here. July is a heavy birthday week in this family, so it's just been nonstop
Good man.
birthdays and
Yes, sir. We
events and
definitely
this and that. But
celebrate.
it's been good.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. I know we took a few weeks off with the off season and all of that, but my man Z, my man Zyrus over there and his wife celebrated birthdays, back to back. So shout out to all the cancers out there, all the other July babies who celebrated and took another um step forward in that age journey, right?
Step
Getting
forward.
closer
We
to
out here,
40,
man.
right? We see you,
Yeah,
40.
man.
We see you. We
You,
can't run
it's
from
it's off on the horizon. This I see
it.
it.
Hey,
I see it.
yeah. I mean, and there's nothing else to do but embrace it. I already said, like, the closer I've gotten to 40, I try to remind myself as much as I can, and it's hard, to take better care of my body, of my mind, and everything in between, because it's just a lot of stuff. going on, obviously, in our world that's out of our control. But the things that we can control, we have to try to control them. So that's my message for this week. Control what you can control. And if you're getting older, embrace it. But take care of yourself. And the more you take care of yourself, none of us are perfect, but the more you take care of yourself mentally, physically, the better you will feel each day. Because it is hard. I mean, it's been a month for me, honestly, last 2 months, with moving and then, trying to become more active. So kickball shit and all that other shit. Listen, excuse my language, but man, listen, that joint had me feeling real pain the one day because we had one game. I scored 3 times, and let me tell you something. Running around them damn bases,
running.
I said, Lord, listen, I felt that for 2 to 3 days, and like, I'm actually thankful for it because I don't feel as rough this week after playing ball with my son for the past couple of days. I don't feel as rough just because I went through a little bit of that. So, man, shout out to kickball. We made it to the championship in our work league and then lost.
Hey,
lost in the ninth inning. Lost in the ninth inning. It was tough. We had to lead 1-0. It was one of those tight games. 1-0. Yeah, they took it away 2-1 or 3-1 or whatever. But it's all fun though. I told them. I mean, it's one thing to compete at our age, but you also got to have fun with it. So it's one of those things where you got to be able to do both, compete, but enjoy it. Because like I said, most of us are in our 30s. We have some other people on our team in our 20s, which they were very helpful. It's always good to have some young
holding it down.
Yeah. Come on,
energy.
Ooh-wee. Oh, I'm so jealous. And even just playing with my son who's 17, like the amount of energy that, man, I miss it. That's the only thing I miss about being a teenager or being in my 20s is like you got a little more juice to you, a little more pep in your step that you just can't, that you got to really dig deep for in your 30s. Like it's really like I was digging deep, bro. Like, we talk here, but I was like, bro, I can't let you beat me back to back.
That second win come a lot sooner. Like,
bro,
like I'm already on my second win. We just started,
bro. That is tough, but you'll get through it. You know what I mean? Z obviously gonna continue to grow and get older, and you're gonna be like, man, I can't believe this motherfucker. Yeah,
it's still going.
Man, listen, that boy. Woo, shout out to Rayvel, my son, man. That boy taller than me, quicker than me, all that. Hands bigger, feet bigger. I'm just like, man, shaking my head.
Take that man straight to the post, dog.
Not
yeah, we not
believe you me. Right, but believe you me. Yo, believe you me. But then you gotta find it. Here's a crazy part though. Yeah, I know we starting on talking about,
kids. Listen, but that post take mad energy though.
But it take energy to get to the rack now. Like, especially with the lift in the side. Like I'm talking wingspan crazy. I'm a couple times, you know what I mean? I'm like, got it. Nah. Came right back to me. I'm like, oh, hold on. Like, you're not going for the fakes no more like you used to. Oh, damn. I bet. So, but I mean, obviously, I went with a couple.
You gotta go bully ball mode now.
No, it was a couple of those moments, and he did it back to me too, and that's why I know we get to that point. Obviously, but he about to be a senior for those listening, and I'm trying to get him ready for that physicality because there was a couple times I fouled him 3 times in a row. And he's like, man, how you hacking? I said, yeah, be ready. I'm trying to prepare.
You still got to finish that shot though, dog. 5 or 9.
And 1, because there was a couple of those I scored
contact, big dog.
Bruh, and 1s is what we live for. That's where the money was made back in the day. So, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I'm holding on strong. Stronger together is what the shirt say. But I'm trying to show my strength right now. Boy, am I tired. But anyway, to the Bills, to the Buffalo Bills.
Hey, before we get too far into the regular Bills stuff, you saw your favorite player retired.
Which one? Oh, Dane Jackson?
Yeah, man. You got to throw one up one time for your favorite cornerback of all time, man.
Shout out to him, bro. Dane Jackson, Levi Wallace, man. Back-to-back corners that we had during our run. I say it, 2021, 2022, 2023, those years when we just needed a solid corner to play opposite of Tre'Davious. Levi for a little bit, and then Dane Jackson, they held their own for the as good as they could, I should say. So
Them
shout out to them though. I mean, I always say I like it when they retire on their own terms. That's the one thing I will say. You know, when I get those announcements where it's like battling injuries or tore his ACL, forced to retire, that is one way to go out, which is painful. But when you can just evaluate your situation and you can kind of just come to terms with like, yo, I'm not trying to play for the motherfucking pick a
Listen,
doodle team. I'm
you
not
get
trying to play
through.
number 3 corner. Like I'm
I don't
good.
care what sport it is. You get through 6 years as a pro, you can hold your head up high.
Oh
And
hell yeah! And
you
both them
never
boys
have to
did at
hold your
least
head down.
7, 8 years.
Yeah, you made it. You made it well past league average, dog. So shout out to Dane. I heard that
Yeah,
the other day. I'm like, all right, when we get on the
yeah.
pod, I want to make sure we give a salute to
Yeah, and I
Dane
think
for holding it down.
we drafted
You said what?
Dane, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
drafted. Yeah,
yeah.
okay, out of Pittsburgh. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So I was
University
drafted
of
out of
Pitt.
Bill, mid to late round pick, and then obviously Levi Wallace was undrafted out of Alabama. I still remember when he was drafted because I'm like, that was around the time we needed a number 2 corner too. So I'm like, oh, this might be a sleeper, and he held his own. Like that's one. Like I joke about Dame, but like especially Levi though. Levi held his end of the bargain. Like he hit his ceiling, but at the same time, his ceiling was, excuse me, good enough to be a starting corner for half of the teams.
Yeah,
In the
he
league.
was never. He was the type of player you were never making spectacular plays, but he was never really getting torched.
Right. Like a team could be
just,
like, oh, we're throwing at Levi all day. Like nobody could really do that.
yeah. He got bullied by a couple big dudes every now and again, but
yeah,
he was fine. He was where he was supposed to be. He would make the
yep.
plays when he was supposed to make them, nothing more, nothing less.
And I joke about Dane, but Dane was a very solid depth corner. Like, now I mean, he got forced into the starting lineup due to injuries. Well, that was never supposed to be his, thing. Like, he was going to be your feisty number 4 corner, special teams, good in the locker room type of dude, come from a great program in college. So, like, Dane did his role. That's why, not to rush Hamlin's career, but that's why when Hamlin hang it up, it's going to be the same thing. Obviously, Hamlin went through something very, very serious, but, like, when it's time for Hamlin, I'm pretty sure he ain't going to feel bad either. He going to be like, bro, not only I survived the league,
defied all the odds. First of all, I'm alive.
I'm alive, bro, and that's why I love his testimony still. Yeah, I mean he's already gotten his flowers. I know he didn't win SBs and other awards, but yeah, man, shout out to those cats, man. Like it's hard to even just get in the NFL. We know some guys on a personal level who have made it, and we know their stories, but like. And we obviously hear about the tragic situations when some don't make it through, due to mental situations or like tragic accidents. So like, again, when you can retire on your own terms, bro, salute to them cats. And yeah, man, we'll toast up one water, one cut water at a time, whatever. Like that's shout out to them boys. Y'all ain't help us win a Super Bowl, but just like they say, once a Nick, always a Nick. That's the same thing with the Bills, bro. Once you put on that Bills jersey, bro, I don't care if you Marshawn Lynch or Pearson Prelo. Somebody brought up his name the other day. That shit brought me back. But
I heard the name Avion Black the other day. I said, who pulled that out the woodwork? I think it's the training camp names, man. I'm gonna say, sheesh.
Oh no, that's I got to do that work. He be pulling names out. I be like, yo. Like, I know I'm a random name puller when it comes to different sports, especially basketball and football, but my man said one name the other day. I'm like, yo, bro, I ain't seen that name since like Madden, Madden 2003 type shit. Like, he dug deep. I forgot who the dude played for too. He might play for like the Cardinals or something. He brought like a vintage defensive end from like 20 years ago. I said, oh, nah, chill. I said, don't do me like that. Don't do me, because I love pulling names out the hat. Bro.
I'm saying it's always fun doing that, bringing out just some random names. There's a season for that.
100%. And I can go back and forth with the best, but anytime somebody throw me off, I know I'm chatting with somebody, and I'm like, oh, all right, say less. All right, tell me I do that work. I'll be like, nah, let me get back to work. Let me answer this email.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, you got that one. But yeah, man, we 15 minutes in. I personally before we get to camp, I do want to start it off with what came before camp, and that was those wonderful jerseys, right? They got a reaction out of most people. For those who haven't seen, just go online. You can type in Bills new unis. You can put in Bills new alternate uniforms. Whatever you want to search. We ain't gonna put the image up. They are gray, not the gray that I'm wearing, but they have the gray as the main thing. Obviously, the red and the blue and the white and other stuff is on there. Helmets mainly blue with that red stripe. So I mean, without getting too deep, because this is a convo that for me is not really a convo, if you want to be honest with me. What was your reaction to it, and what was your reaction to the reaction of the fans?
So my reaction to the reaction was like, dang, yeah, y'all poured a lot of emotion into a jersey they're gonna wear once a season at most. But
Right.
for me, they're not as bad as everybody's making it out to be, in my opinion. Like they bland, like it's just gray, but it's not terrible in my opinion. Like it's not the worst jersey I've seen in my life. Like it's gray, it's a little boring, but other than that, it's like it's straight. Like I saw it, was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think it's something that'll look better on the field though than just standalone photos in the shops like that. I think on a whole team in that jersey on the field, I think it'll look a lot better. And the helmets, I don't mind. I mean, at the end of the day, the helmets is just damn logo zoomed in. Like you got the blue of the buffalo and then the red stripe. Like it's just getting zoomed in helmet. Like I'm one that never really overly cares about the jersey too much. Like it's kind of just like it's a jersey. I just care what y'all do in it. Y'all gonna win or not?
Yeah. Because the funny thing
I
about
will say
it
I
is,
probably like these a little bit more than the joints they dropped last year. Them all white joints. I didn't really care for those at all.
excuse me.
But
yeah, I mean, and that's the funny part about it to me, because I actually felt opposite as far as which ones I like better, because I actually like the white icy ones better, like as a complete set with the silver buffalo that sticking out, kind of whatever, and that's why I caught one last year.
right. I will say, because the on the field joints are fine. The joints they selling in the stores without the actual detail on the buffalo, them shits are trash. But the on the field ones definitely look way better.
Yeah, you gotta pay a little extra for that, but those ones
a lot of extra.
Definitely pop. Yeah,
I'm not dropping no 300 for no jersey.
Nah, it was because I did pay a little bit more for it. It wasn't 300. I paid like 2, but close enough. So, but neither here nor there. We know what. So when you, and like I said, I'm not spending too much time on this, but when you weigh the reactions, it's funny because last year, ooh, icy, ooh, this and that. The moment they lost in them, what was everybody's reaction? Yo, throw them in the trash.
Throw them out.
Burn it up. Burn it up. Never again. I hate that they always trying to. And I'm like, So when this came around and it was actually the opposite from the initial reaction of the other ones, and nobody liked it, I said, well, to be honest, based off of how y'all normally move, don't all y'all care about is if they win or not? Because that was the reaction last year. It was like y'all love them, but then when they lost in them, you hate them. So if you hate these ones, but then they win in them, are y'all going to then be like, wear them again? Like, so at the end of the day, my thing was hashtag just win, right? Like just win the Super Bowl. Like it don't matter. I was joking with your boy, Cross. He responded to one of the tweets I had, and he's like, man, it's just, man, they ignoring us as fans and this and that. And I'm like, to be honest, they can ignore me. Win the Super Bowl. And I'm not just talking about win the regular season game, this and that. Obviously, I want them to win when they wear them. I want them to win when they wearing their regular shit. I want them to win, period. So, like, I joked and I said, they could wear a dress, bro. No more.
But I think so many people just want the 90s throwbacks back. And if it's anything other than that, it's a lose-lose. Like, I don't think it would matter what them alternative jerseys look like. If it ain't the red helmet with the throwback 90s vibe,
I know
no one was gonna be happy.
That's why I'm glad God spoke up. They asked him recently after practice. And matter of fact, they ain't even asked him. This motherfucker he just said it on his own. He said, "Let's."
Yeah, unprompted. He said, "No, y'all gonna get this opinion."
And another thing,
Right.
About them jerseys, everybody pipe down. Like I say how you want to say it. My man say, yo, pipe down. It's not that serious. We not going keep drooling over the red helmets. Like it's that's old. Motherfuckers lost 4 Super Bowls with that. Cool. It's the new age now. We gotta move. It's a new, and he said the word new like 5 times to try to reiterate, like, yo, this is a new era without sounding corny. Like, we gonna do things differently. You can like them, you can love them. And he basically was like, yo, I really had no real reaction. He like, I'm like, okay. But he like, not that I look online, but he do. Not that I see everything, he do. He like,
you saw that.
Like, he like, I'm hearing rumblings, and he just like, yo, pipe down. Y'all ain't just worry about the wrong thing. Oh my God, I can't look. Bro, if anything, if I'm a Bills fan for real, and I am a Bills fan, I might look at it as a blessing, because guess what? Now I'm not guaranteed to drop $200 in the middle of the summer when I don't need to drop it. But that's all that was going to happen. If it was completely fire, all them fans would have been dropping all that money just like they did last year, because I went through it. I bought the jersey. We looking at accessories. I bought bands for everybody, the white bands with the silver Nike sign, all that. We went all out. Guess what? Where that money at now? Still in my account. I don't gotta cop them until I feel the need to cop them, and I'll still see. Like, I'll look at the schedule, see when they supposed to allegedly rock them, because that news gonna come out soon too. And then I'll see if, okay, is that a week that I want to wear some gray shit? Might look online, see if it's some nice little gray and white Nikes or something I might want to cop. But that's about it. I ain't had to press no button when they released that, because I was like, I feel no way. I feel it may look good in some settings. Like, I can see me rocking a gray, blue, red joint stitched up. I mean, fucking DJ Moore joint, or I was thinking some thoughts, but I'm just like, but I don't feel the need to press that button now. If it was completely fire, I would have been like, oh,
I gotta get it ASAP.
I need it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we save money, and at the end of the day, once again, it's not always about us. I get it. We sometimes be so caught up in being a fan and being a fanatic, and I bleed red, blue, and white, bro. I've been saying this for years, bro. Love the Bills. That is not my entire life. That is not my entire personality. I do not move myself according to how they move, based off their announcements, based off who they sign, based off who they release, based off what jerseys they come out with. But by some of those reactions, bro, it's like y'all live and die by every decision that they make. If you gonna do that, you're gonna be a sad person in real life. That's where that saying came from, where they say touch grass. Because really, if you touch grass, you'll be like, oh, jerseys drop. Okay, I feel. But anyways, let me answer this email.
Right.
Anyways, let me go pick up my son. Anyways, let me go cut the grass. Like, bro, man, win the Super Bowl. That's all I care about. What do you think Pagula did? What do you think Brandon Bean? Bro, I don't even care about what none of them boys got to say now. Like, this is probably one of the last time. I don't remember the last time I went through not really paying too much attention to what all of everybody was saying. And it's not because I'm not trying to be too deep into it, but it's just like Brandon Bean spoke after practice. Years ago, I would have been diving into like, yo, every single word he said. I can't even tell you. Even as somebody who does content for the Bills, I ain't listening. I ain't got time to. I ain't got and you could have, and everybody else.
The Al Davis stuff, just win, baby, win.
Man, I tell people this straight up, and we'll move on to training camp notes. After watching them Knicks do what they did, bro, I have completely now witnessed one of my professional teams who, I rock, I watch, and blah blah. I have completely now witnessed like, oh, so really is all about coming together at the right time, your best players stepping up when they need to, and just winning the damn thing. And not just sitting back and talking about it, not riding that emotional wave. Nah, it's staying here with it. And when you stay here with it, and when your best player and your best players give it 100,000%, it's gonna work itself out. So shout out to the Knicks for allowing me to just get that just win mentality out my system. Because I'm like, bro, I used to be like, man, preseason, let's go undefeated. you know what I mean, training camp. Let's see who wins every one-on-one battle. Bro, them days
Right.
is over. Nah, I want to see great stuff in practice, but I want y'all to be healthy. I need my starters out there come week one. I need my starters out there come
Right.
wild card weekend. So anyway, that went a little deeper, but yeah, before we get to training camp, man, anything else you want to add?
No, man, that's it. It's just like I said earlier, tis the season. You know, it was nice just to even see, you know, the little videos that the team dropped, and you know anybody else in attendance and putting videos out. Just seeing them coming out, seeing Josh come through the little tunnel, seeing DJ Moore out there,
Yes!
seeing Keon come through, Max Harrison come through. It's just like
I love you.
my boys are back, man. It's
Yeah,
just good to see. It's good to see the energy. Good to see just some football again, bro.
and
Just
I'll
know
add,
that you know we're a month away for some games, and it's right
right,
around the corner.
and you can turn on GR now and finally get like real
Some
conversations,
actual,
like because
yeah, real conversation. Because
I hate
listen,
the cookie cutter.
I don't envy radio hosts because I know from
Oh man,
May, June,
coming up with that
July,
stuff gotta be hard. Oh no,
God bless them, man. Just to
give
be
me
able
all
to
the
even
features.
do that on a day to day for 4 hours a day. Whew.
Give me the Jeremy schedule because Jeremy seemed like he on the ultra flex. I know he got to have another job, but Jeremy seemed like, especially over the last 2 years, last 2 years, bro. I don't know what kind of schedule he got, bro. That motherfucker probably
Summertime,
working.
and like, all right, I see y'all. I'm
Damn
off a
near in
week.
the
I'm off for
season
a
too,
month.
though. Jeremy was having some days off. I was kind of like, I know you got a little, yeah, man. I'm like, Jeremy, your schedule looking kind of like I don't know. But anyways, that's a subject for another day. But yeah, so I'll point out one thing I noticed, and you can give thoughts on it. But I think Joe Brady, Joe Brady, funny because I actually woke up. I ain't had to wake up as early as I did, but I woke up to listen to him on the radio or him speak to the reporters at 8 o'clock this morning, and his energy is funny, right? Like it's contagious, but it's not. But it's contagious enough where you can see where it can kind of connect with the players. But you can still see he's trying to find his voice with like reporters, the radio, etc. Because it's like every once in a while, excuse me, they'll try to give him a question, and like he'll be like on some like, what do you mean by that? Like type shit. Yeah, you know I mean, like or
Yeah,
like
like
they'll ask him a
you can
question.
tell his media and interview persona is different than who he really
Oh,
is behind closed
100%.
doors. Like you can
Right.
tell he's trying to be in coach mode
Yeah, he tried
here,
like
but you can tell like, yeah, that's not you behind closed doors. I know your energy is way different.
well, and the thing is like what I'm picking up on is because this has been going on since when he got announced head coach. Like now that he's speaking more, like it's microphones, it's cameras, it's a different level. You go from being obviously offensive coordinator at LSU, being a quarterback's coach, and being an offensive coordinator. Like now you're really, really under the microscope, and you can tell he's still trying to adjust to that. And it's not to say he's doing an awful job. It's just you can tell times when he almost want to keep it real. And then
He's
there's
like,
times when you
nah,
like,
I can't do that.
he said it earlier. He was like, "Oh, I was about to curse." I'm like, "Oh, bro, it's 8 o'clock in the morning." This motherfucker said, "Yo, I was about to curse." But let me say it like this. So like, you can tell he want to make sure he don't do the wrong thing and give them pieces that they can run with in the media.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to say the right things from that standpoint. But at the same time, you can tell though, I will give him this, that he's really a genuine person when it comes to his players. Right. I can see that part where like off camera, off mic, he can speak to a CJ, kind of like they caught that little snippet and be like, yo, CJ, yo, turn that shit off real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you streaming this shit, but I mean, you're in the locker room. So yeah, turn that off, please, man. Like we might be talking about some secrets right now. You can't be you talking to your fucking streamers and shit, talking about, yeah, chat, CJ. You is
Yeah,
not
Chad.
19.
Young Chad, man. Yeah,
You're
Chad.
talking about yeah, chat. Yo,
Different
CGJ.
world, dog.
You
Different
not
world.
saying Kai. Nigga, like nigga, we in training camp mode. So it's funny being able to see the different personalities that we're actually really about to see as we move forward, because we're getting glimpses, right? We're getting little bits and pieces of Joe Brady, just like we're about to get more from Jim Leonard. Like I'm really, I told you this months ago, I'm big on Jim Leonard, you know, not because he's a former Bill, and just what he comes from. But I really think, you listen to Bradley Chubb speak about Jim Leonard. You listen to Greg Rousseau and those other guys on that defense speak about Jim Leonard, and they really is like, man, listen, this mother. Without saying it, they like he a nerd, but he a good nerd because he gonna break it down to you because he gonna give you the why behind we running this play, but here's why we running it. And it's not to say that all coaches don't do this. So I don't want to make it seem like Jim Leonard is some like Phil Jackson or something. But like the way they speak on Jim make me more interested in hearing him speak because I know that there's going to be some more behind that. And it's not to say our previous defensive coordinator was trash. Bobby Babich he had a lot in him. Like, you know what I mean? Like he had the motivational voice and you could see the intellect, from Babich when he would speak. But like Jim Leonard to me is going to give us something different, and different can be it can go a couple different ways, but it's one of the most intriguing. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I know his voice hold just a little bit of extra weight because again, he in the player's eyes, he's been there. He's strapped on that helmet. He's strapped on them shoulder pads. He's played inside these lines in the NFL. So a lot of coaches played high level football in college and all that, but I know it holds a little bit more weight for someone who's been back there and made a full career out of playing in this league. So that naturally comes with an extra level of respect.
And
being able to say what you say and then stand behind it. Like, nah, bro, I done live this life.
Right. And that's the part of it too, is like when you got a player who, was on a Baltimore defense with Ray Lewis, was on a Jets defense with Bart Scott and those guys, was on a Bills defense back when they actually had a good defense, right? 18, 20 years ago. So like he done played with some good defenses. Not only that, he can say, well, I also was coached by some good coaches, whether it was Rex Ryan, whether it was mainly Rex Ryan. I'll leave it right there. But also alongside Vance Joseph. That's another guy I want to shout out. So like he done been in rooms and been around good defensive-minded guys where it's like, yo, I can tell you my perspective, but I can also tell you what I heard in those meetings. I can also tell you, how they saw the game and how I'm seeing the game and how I want to make sure we perform out there on Sundays. Because I really feel like this 3-4 hybrid, whatever you want to call it, that we're about to run is really going to change a lot for us as a football team, period. Just because whether some of the guys fit and some don't, it's going to make those teams who normally play us have to play us different. Like Kansas City, they got so used to playing Sean McDermott defense that's all pretty much Pat Mahomes and them know when they play the Bills. This year, guess what? Now you're looking at something completely different. Okay, it's Bradley Chubb out there on the outside, Greg on the other outside, sometimes TJ Parker, sometimes Michael Hoyt. We got a rotation in the inside, TJ Sanders at Oliver, Deion Walker, maybe Dwayne Carter, we'll see. Hopefully Vita Vea, who knows, right? But now like it's right, had to throw that in there. But it's going to be, for me, especially from the front seven standpoint. I know the secondary, just because Jim Leonard is a secondary guy, the secondary going to be even better than what they were. But the front seven, the biggest difference, where them guys fit, where them guys move around. Terrell Bernard, is he able to look good, or should I say better, in this defense? Dorian Williams, right? KEO, the rookie, what he look like. So a lot of stuff to keep our eyes on as we move forward. But with moving forward, I don't want to get away from day one. So outside of the images that the Bills media posted, right, was there anything that you liked hearing from the reporters from day one? Because obviously all we can do is go off of what the reporters report, the Perinos of the world, the Sal Capaccio's of the world. And shout out to those reporters too. I mean, listen, I know they got a semi-easy job, right? Hey, go to Bills practices, report. But when it's raining and there's all other types going on, like, I know it ain't easy. And some of them will even complain. Thad Brown already heard him complaining like that gonna be Thad, right? He gonna complain regardless. But Josh Reed, shout out to my boy, friend of the show, right? So I don't know. Was there anything that you heard from day one of camp that kind of moved you one way or the other?
Yeah, I'll say the biggest thing for me, man, it's just the fact that, as of right now, team is relatively healthy. My biggest thing for training camp, preseason in general, just get out, unscathed. So right now, even with some of the off-season surgeries or late season injuries last year, you got one player on pup, just
Yep.
Terrell Shavers.
Yep.
So that means everybody else is out there practicing in some capacity. You know, Michael Hoyt coming off Achilles out there taking team reps. You know, Bernard coming off ankle surgery out there doing some stuff. So like just seeing players either at full go or close to it, you know, at this time of year. So I'm excited because now, you know, if we can get out of this relatively unscathed, we can see what this new regime on defense can do. Because offense, they running it back essentially, right? Slight
Yep.
tweak to the receivers room, you know, slight tweak at left guard, but other than that, they running it back. But
Yeah.
it's really the defensive side that I'm excited to see, right? So,
Sure.
you know, injuries aside, you got a completely new scheme coming out, but you still have a lot of unproven talent, but a lot of high draft picks, though, right? Because again, you have T.J. Parker, high second round pick. You have Dwayne Carter, third round pick. You have T.J. Sanders from last year, second round pick. So like you have highly drafted players, but now can they be molded and sculpted into something that can work in this defense? So like I'm really excited. So injuries aside and health aside, I'm just really excited to kind of see what this defense looks like. Like who
Yeah.
is playing where, what type of rotations. Like seeing Dwayne Carter getting some first team reps. I'm like, okay, interesting. Okay.
Trash. No.
Yeah. But again,
Nah, I
he's
know.
a third round pick at the end of the day. So yes, his rookie year was relatively quiet. Then he got injured, you know, his second year and missed the whole year pretty much. But you know, what's still there because he's still a talented individual. So what can they do? What can they utilize him for? You know, Landon Jackson last year, third round pick. They ain't really get a chance to do anything last year. But what can they do now? It's a ton of young talent on that team, but what can come out of it? So that's
DJ
really what I want
Sanders.
to look for once them pads come on.
Yeah, and that's the key, right? When the pads come on, like what's it gonna look like? You know what I mean? Because up front is where we got to win. Like I heard them talk about it. I think it was Foxworth on ESPN. He said, "Yo, biggest thing with the defense is can they stop the run?" Like last year, being I think ranked 28th. We noticed sometimes the rankings can be a little off, but it kind of felt like that at times, right? Because they would stop the run and give up a big one, right? Or stop the run for a game and then the next game give up 200 yards. So it's like,
Yeah, it was never like consistent getting
yeah, it was
gas.
never
It's
one way or the other.
we'll stop you two times and we're gonna give up one for 55 or one
And
for
that's the
80.
and that's the thing you can't do. Is and we've had, excuse me, strong defenses before where like a long run was like maybe you got 11 on us and that was it. But we going back 20 years. That was the years of London Fletcher, Takeo Spikes, and probably James Posey. With Pat in the middle, with Sam Adams in the middle, with probably I don't know Chris Kelsey. Shout out to him on the one side and Schobel on the other. And then if we go back further, with Marcellus Wiley and Sam Rogers, John Hollister, Sam Coward.
Angelo Crowell out there with that
Yeah.
linebacker crew. Don't just give love to Takeo in London like Crowell wasn't out there balling on the other side.
Was out there too. Don't get me wrong. Shout out to Crowell. I know James Posey had a short stint too, but I definitely like Angelo Crowell too. Like shout out to Angelo
late stage James Posey.
Yeah. Ah man, these names. But for real though, I want to see what that bigger front is going to look like though, because Michael Hoyt, surprisingly enough, I didn't think he was going to be ready at the start of training camp. Surprisingly enough, he out there, right? TJ Parker getting a chance to learn behind a Bradley Chubb, not having to be forced in the lineup. We know in years past we had first or second round picks, just like we saw Keon Coleman a couple years ago. They got forced into the starting lineup. Hey, whether you're ready or not, guess what? You're starting. Hello. With TJ, we don't have to force him into the starting lineup. So I think him coming in rotation with Greg, with Chubb, with Hoyt, I think that four right there, and I know Solomon is in the mix too. They said Solomon looked good in the spring. I think that 4 to 5, that's a nice group. Like
they still got Mike Dana in there too, just another vet to throw into the mix.
I don't want to forget about the veteran Dana that we got out of from Kansas City. So like it's some good stuff there. I'll just say that. But again, you already mentioned it. It's in the trenches though for me. It's what are the young guys when the pads come on? What are they going to do to separate themselves? Because right now it's like, excuse me, it's like four of them cats you can put together and you wouldn't know the difference.
It's a room of young.
Unproven.
Ed Oliver's the only vet in that room.
Mm-mm.
Like it's a whole bunch of cats 25 and under.
And I wouldn't even say none of them is proven. The only proven one, it really is Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver is the only proved down line.
Yeah, I'm saying outside of Ed Oliver.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Outside of Ed, there's no proven guy. And the next best from a talent standpoint, I would say, who popped enough for me to be like, I'm pretty sure he can build off it, is Deion Walker. The only thing Deion Walker got to prove, though, is in this defense, can he
hold up?
Yep. Because that's going to be the thing. Like, you 6'7", 350, but in what they're asking from you, can you still bring something to the table and not even just be there, be a body, but can you still get behind the line of scrimmage? Because I think that was the biggest thing that separated him from the other D tackles last year, was that when Ed Oliver went out, Deion Walker was the only D tackle to semi-consistent get in the backfield. So I want to see more from Deion, because obviously I was big on Deion before we drafted him, just because of his size and athleticism. And I really want to see him take that next step. It's just now you're in a 3-4. So now what are you able to do? And same thing when it comes to TJ Sanders. Didn't have so great of a rookie year, but now in a different system, does this system fit you better? Same thing with Landon Jackson. Is this going to fit you better? Dwayne Carter, nose tackle, backup role, whatever it might be. Is this going to fit you better? So those are, and we talked about this a month ago, those are my question marks, because again, if I look at that back end, I ain't mad at I ain't mad at none of them spots. I feel good about the safeties. I feel semi good about the depth at corner. I think the only question is really that is like, can what's his name? Iggy, or whatever they want to call him. We're gonna call him Iggy just to cut the name short. Yep. Can Iggy as a third round corner or second round? Actually, no, third. One of those, late second, whatever. Can Iggy out of Ohio State? Yeah, can he, provide great depth, and be able to be a factor, special teams? Because I'm quiet as kept. I know fumblings a month ago, but like, let's be real. Max should be a stud in the defense.
I think, on that back end, all I would need right now, before saying that room is complete, is just another vet on the outside that can be that fourth cornerback role. That's it, just for some more depth. Because other than your top three, it's just all cats out of 22, 23, barely seen the field. So I'll throw one more vet into the room. Huh?
Nah, I said you're right. It's all young dudes right now at that corner.
Yeah. So I would want to see another vet. I mean, whether it's Trey Wright, whether it's another version of Trey White, but someone who's seen the field on the back end of the career, just to provide some depth. But that safety room, it's a ton of competition. You got Cole Bishop, you got Gardner Johnson, and then you got some other guys who's going to provide some depth. Yeah, Geno Stone, and he might even have a hard time making the team. Like I feel like there's a ton of competition. You got some young guys that they drafted the last couple years that I think are going to slide in higher. Yeah, Jalen Kilgore, and then you got a couple cats that you drafted last year too. So
Hancock.
Yeah, whatever they want to do with him, and then
what's the name? You got
it's going to be a battle.
Yeah.
So the back end, the back end, I feel good about there right now. It's just a matter of shoring up that depth just a tad bit. But like you said, man, it's going to boil down to what does that front seven do?
Yeah.
Where's the pass rush coming from? Essentially, is what I'm saying. Like the run defense, I think will just be a little bit better naturally. Schematically will help, but where's this pass rush coming from? Who is going to step up and make some impact out of all these young players and all these higher end draft picks? Who's going to step up and make themselves a player? Because right now, until proven otherwise, there's no one that the offense really has to key in on outside of Ed Oliver, in my opinion, until
Yeah.
proven otherwise.
I think Chubb is your second best threat just because Chubb at least has career sack
Yeah,
totals.
he's done it before, but he hasn't done it post injury at the same level
Not the
yet. But
same
again,
clip.
last
Nah,
year was his first year
last year.
post injury, and the offense was trash. So
Yeah. And like I
it,
said, he
it
had
is
eight
what
and
it
a half
is.
last year coming off an injury. So
Yeah,
that's not
and
bad coming off of
yeah, I think he has to listen. If he has 8.5 this year, not bad. Like I wouldn't be mad. I'm like, okay, that's be all right. Ideally, I want to see some double digits. I need somebody to be double digits. We ain't had one of those since what Leonard Floyd dropped 10 on him and then dipped.
10 and a half and dip. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's
so
the
I
thing.
need
Like,
somebody to touch them double digits, whether it's Oliver, whether it's Rousseau, whether it's Chubb. I need somebody to make consistent pressure and put some numbers up. Pressure is great, but I need some sacks.
yeah, I think Chubb gonna be my guy this year though. Like I want to be early on it. I want to be ahead of the game because I think that what you said is exactly what most think is like we need to kind of see it, right? Like, but I have a feeling just because of where he's at in his career and what I feel like he even wants to prove, not only to himself but to his teammates.
Mhm.
I feel like he wants to prove, like, man, listen, I watched y'all up close for the last few years, and I just want to be that added, bit of burst off the edge that can help y'all in these late game situations because he a smart enough cat. Like you listen to him talk, like Bradley Chubb, I like actually listening to his interviews because he is actually a pretty decent and smart dude. So like I know he knows what his role needs to be for them to be successful.
Yeah, I mean,
And
former
like
top 10 pick. He knows how to rush the passer. Like that,
yeah,
that's there.
so it's just intent for me. Like if he can be intentional and if the
Mhm.
coaches, which I have faith that Jim Leonard can figure something out from the edge standpoint, if they can put them in successful situations, matchups, I see no reason. Right, Greg Rousseau, I might see a light adjustment, but I feel like his numbers are going to be about the same. That's just me personally. But I feel like Bradley Chubb, having played in a similar defense in the past, I feel like he might be more comfortable and more suited to have an immediate impact. And when I say immediate impact, I'm talking like first 4 games where it's like no filling out. Like we gonna see some guys, they're gonna stumble out the gate. It's just natural, right? It's human. There's a human element to like a different scheme and like playing it full speed for the first few games. But there are guys who've played this similar defense or played the same defense that I feel like are just going to instantly show up right away, or at least jump off the screen right away. Like, oh, that motherfucker know what he doing. And I think that's going to be Bradley
Mhm.
Chubb. So, like, I want to be early on this. I think Bradley Chubb will lead us in sacks this year. I think he will get double-digit sacks. I don't know where. I mean, in a perfect world, bro, he break out and have 15 sacks in a perfect world. But I think they will keep a decent enough rotation. I don't think he's going to have a McDermott rotation where like motherfuckers is on that 50-50 or 40-40-60. I think it'll be, I think he'll get enough snaps to be able to perform and make plays in the fourth quarter. And whatever that may look like, I'm hanging my hat on that one because I'm like, if I look at all the edge guys, Michael Hoyt, Wildcard, TJ Parker, rookie, we'll see. Greg Rousseau, adjustment period, maybe early. I'm looking at Bradley Chubb and I'm saying, bro, you done been in something similar to this before. You know what they brought you in here for. They gave you a pretty nice contract. Nothing crazy, but pretty
Mhm.
nice. If you play to your level, we hooping. And we need you to lead the charge because you're the veteran of the group. Greg Rousseau is a veteran because of the years he's put in now, 5-6 years in the league. But Chubb, you damn near the OG. You know what I mean? You done played alongside Vaughn. You done been through a couple teams already. Like you done seen what it looked like being at the highest of the highs, and you know what it looked like being on a scrub ass team. So it's like, bro, now you back with a contender. It's time to buckle them laces up. So I'm interested to see what that looks like. But I actually, if I had to hang my hat and put money down on one guy to be our pass rush leader when it's all said and done, I'm going with Bradley Chubb. So we'll see though. That's the wild card, bro. Is that front seven? What is
Yeah,
that
hundred
going to do
percent.
for us?
If I had to make a choice, I would lean towards Rousseau. I think it's gonna be a little less on his plate when it comes to really having to set the edge. Just based on the McDermott defense, so much emphasis on the ends, just holding the edge and having to do that. With the slight schematic change, not even slight, with the schematic changes that's coming up, I think it'll free up those edge just to be able to pin their ears back a little bit more. So I think that'll just kind of just allow Rousseau just to play a little bit quicker and get after it. Because again, he still is a bit of an athletic freak when it comes to speed, size, length, all the things that he comes to the table with, and still has that ability to kick inside too. So like I expect him to have his best season thus far, at least from a sack standpoint. So I wouldn't be surprised if he hits double digits this year.
Like Lil Yachty said, I hope so, right? Because that's
Yeah.
what I need to see. But moving right along, since we are close to that, we are at the 50-minute mark. Going into the rest of the week, by the time we record again next week, we will be probably about 5-6 days into practicing. What are you looking forward to for the rest of this week as we gear up for next week, man? Anything in particular or any player in particular? We know the groups. We've already talked about linebackers, D line, a little bit about the secondary. Is there a particular player, just week one of training camp that you're going to be, trying to keep your tabs on?
Yeah, I mean, offensively, I'll say Dalton Kincaid. I'm just curious because there's been a lot of reports in the offseason how put on a good amount of muscle. So I'm just curious, are they going to have him in line a little bit more? Do they plan on kind of still having him out in the slot like they've used him more predominantly? But day one they said he was in line a little bit, even doing some blocking down there. So I'm just curious because that opens up a lot of versatility. So I'm just curious to see how they use Kincaid moving forward, just from a formational standpoint. Um, and really just seeing some more chemistry develop between DJ Moore and Josh.
Shout out to
Because at the end of
DJ.
the day, we talk about defense and this and that, but this team is still going to go as far as this offense carries it.
Yep.
And I need them to get that fastball back. And that fastball is getting the ball into the hands of your best playmaking receivers or tight ends, whatever.
Yeah, that DJ Moore connection gonna be big. But I think I can almost guarantee by September that'll be set, just because they are both two professionals, and I know they're gonna work. Josh the tight is gonna work hard until he get it down pat with DJ. Just so they can kind of build that almost like that Josh to Steph connection. For me, if there's another guy who I want to see, just take another leap, especially from a week one, from a first week of camp standpoint, I'll say Cole Bishop. And Cole has starting to get momentum as one of the teammates, hyping him
He's
up and all that, recently.
vital piece of this defense.
Yeah,
Vital.
and
If Cole can hit the ceiling of a top end safety,
yeah,
completely changes this defense.
right. And that's where I'm at. Like, I know it's practice, right? You know what I mean? Pads will come on when they come on. So I'm not expecting him to be making Josh look crazy, right? He's not gonna make Josh look like Josh Rosen. But whenever he's out there, I want to hear, oh, okay, Cole was all over it, right? Cole was locking Shakir down or locking Kincaid down or had his hands on a lot of balls during practice. Like, I just want to be able to hear, okay, Cole's still looking sharp or he's still progressing, because as you mentioned, when we get to this point, about to head into August, I need my young snappers. I need my emerging stars to show that they are exactly that. You know what I mean? I need to make sure Terrell Bernard is in tip top shape. I need to make sure Dorian Williams is locking in his role as a starter, or is he giving it up to KO? I don't know,
Yeah.
but
I don't know right now, dog. That's gonna be a
hey,
battle.
it is. But to go back to Cole though, like Cole has a chance, almost like the quiet assassin that he is. He has a chance to really break out this year. I had a conversation with someone at work. We were talking about, breakout players, or like what a Cole Bishop got to do to be recognized as like a national name. I said, bro, the Bills play, excuse me, on national TV at least 5 to 6 times a year. So
Yeah.
I'm like, if you want to be
All
one of
these big
those known
moments.
players, all you gotta do is show up in them big games.
Hmm.
Man, I said last year when they played Kansas City, I remember I watched it back. I was at the game, of course. I remember hearing Tony Romo and them, they could not rave about Cole Bishop enough in that game. He was all over the place. And I'm like, that's where it starts. You take a game against Patrick Mahomes and you show up and like you everywhere on the field, them people that's watching, the 2 million, 3 million viewers, they're gonna be like, Cole Bishop. Oh yeah, Cole Bishop nasty. That dude on the Bills, yeah, that white boy. Yeah. 2-4, he be all over the place. They're gonna look at him like they do the dude from the Eagles. You know what I mean? So it's up to him really to take on the guidance, right? We know that Jim Leonard, quiet as kept, gonna put him under the wing. Just see another, I mean, just like me. You know what I mean? You might be a little more athletic, right? He got more height to him than Jim Leonard had because Jim Leonard was only about like 5'10. I don't hear about no 5'11, 6 feet. Yeah, Jim Leonard about 5'10. Let's keep it a buck. Cole Bishop got more size, and more athleticism. But Jim Leonard developed all those other characteristics that made him play in the league for a decent amount of time. So I'm hoping to hear more about Cole Bishop's growth amongst other players. Keon Coleman, of course, is somebody on the offensive side I'm gonna keep my eye on just because it's like I know he had a big summer last year. So I know people gonna be like, well, okay, summertime Keon. But guess what? I always say you got to do it in practice. So no matter if we get to September and we don't see it or not, keep balling out in practice, bro. Keep getting them reps in, keep making those plays, back shoulder, whatever you're doing. Catching punt returns. I know they got them on second team with the punt returns now too. I don't care. Just show up and show out. Because I always say, man, good practice habits will eventually show up in games. As long as you ain't got stage fright. We know there are certain players who ball out in practice, the lights come on, they be like, oh, hold on, turn it down.
Can't meet the moment.
Turn it down. But I don't think that's Keon. A guy like him that done played on big stages already. You know what I mean? Big college moments at FSU. He had big moments in his rookie year. So yeah, I'll give it one on each side. Cole on defense, Keon on offense, and I think, like you said, the easy gimme is Josh and DJ. Yeah, I mean, seeing them connect and making us try to forget more and more about that 14 guy. That guy did.
For sure.
Yeah. But anything else you want to end with? Because I know we approaching on an hour, man, and we tried to cover.
I'm just excited. Excited to see more practice times, man. And that's it, man. Let's watch this team develop and then get out here and see it in person once this scrimmage starts and preseason starts and break this new stadium in and go from there. Yeah. But just stay healthy. That's it.
Yeah, man. We definitely send a big praise up to all of those players who have already been carted off. I mean, I always hate hearing about that from other teams, no matter who we root for. But yeah, I'm looking for the same, man. Stay healthy. Let's get after it each day and every day. I just want to see them get better. Shout out to the reporters once again. Any weather conditions, they out there giving us live updates, giving us post game or post practice updates, man. For a person like me who may not watch every video, I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Give me a quick snapshot. Like I don't need to read 4 articles, man. Give me some bullet points and let me go off something so that when we're able to talk to our crowd, our people, we're able to kind of discuss what was talked about and kind of go from there. So, man, we appreciate y'all, man. We know we took a good 4 to 5 weeks off, but like everybody else in the summertime, sometimes you need a break, right? You got reality. We got real things going on around us. So we appreciate all of our listeners, all of those people who got us on YouTube already, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. It's football season again. It's still go Knicks and still go Sabres, but it's football season, baby. It's football season, baby.
Tell them we back. Tell them we back up.
Put the word out. Put the word out. See them behind me, Josh and James. Look, the boys is back. 17-4 plus 2, all that. We here, baby. So again, tune with us. We're back weekly until further notice. So we will be on your screen or on your phones. You know what I mean? Listen to us in the whip, whatever you want to do. But we appreciate y'all. In the zone with V and Z. I'm Val. To my right, I got Z.
Left or the right, it don't matter.
I got him on my side. So we here, and we will catch up with y'all next week, man. So enjoy.
Go Bills.
Go Bills, baby.